This is every Easter egg reference and hidden detail in the new trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, and all I gotta say is hold on to your butts because this shit means something to me! Not only do we have one mutant dinosaur, we have two! But more importantly, we got more Scarlett Johansson. Take my money. And on top of that, we got new story details that confirm that we're going back to our horror roots, baby. And I spared no expense with this video, so me and you know what we gotta do. We gotta talk about it. So we pick up this trailer with a flashback to scientists in a lab on the secret research island. How do I know this is a flashback? Because we see the same lab later on in the trailer and it looks, not the best. That's right, I said new island. There's another new island. Sir, a third island has hit the building. It turns out this is the real secret research facility that InGen used to breed their dinosaurs. It's not Isla Sorna, it's not Isla Nublar. It's an even more sick and twisted, fucked up version of those islands with all of their failed experiments of trying to perfect a dinosaur. Which this right here actually reminds me of a facehugger. Which a facehugger actually feels pretty relevant. You'll see in a little bit. But now I'm curious if they got that two-headed raptor or whatever kind of sweet home Alabama ass dinosaur this is. But anyway, everything is seemingly going fine until everything goes cold red. We see a bunch of scientists running out of the T Rex pen. Thanks to new toy merchandise, we know the D in T Rex, crazy, by the way, crazy name to call a dinosaur in this day and age with Gen Z and Gen Alpha. But anyway, we know the D stands for Distortus Rex. As we see one of the scientists gets trapped inside. You gotta hit more cardio, you can't be last. If you ain't first, you're last. I'm starting to notice a trend in all of Gareth Edwards' movies. There's something about someone getting trapped behind a glass door or window as they're about to meet their that he's done in Godzilla 2014, The Creator, Rogue One, and now here. And I just feel so bad for this dude. He's like, please let me out, please. Because the D-Rex ain't locked in there with you. You're locked in there with it. Your life just got flipped, turned upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how it became the lunch meat of a dinosaur in midair. We then cut to a shot of Scarlett Johansson out here looking ethereal, just face card farming throughout this entire trailer. We then see Zora, who's played by Scarlett Johansson and her crew, trespassing into this new abandoned facility. In danger, 10,000 volts. Where have I seen that before? Ah! But then we get an extended look at the T-Rex chasing this poor family in the river, which if you're a big Jurassic Park fan, you should know this was a scene from the book that did not make it into the first movie. But I love that they're adapting it here. And I think this is a brand new T-Rex. We'll just call him the Rebirth Rex. But also, fun fact, the T-Rex river chase scene is what inspired that ride you see at Universal. This might be the first time, at least in a Jurassic Park movie, where I've seen the T-Rex swim through the water like a Florida gator. Real quick, who y'all got in a swim meet? The T-Rex or the Spinosaurus from Jurassic Park 3? Mosasaurus is cheating. And I'm not gonna hold you, this actually looks like a whole lot of fun. Like, I would love to get on this ride. Hey, yeah, fuck what I just said. We get a bunch of really cool shit. Like, this T-Rex is fiending for this family. Like, he is chasing them down this river. And then we see him step on the raft, which had to be a clear homage in reference to the T-Rex stepping on the Jurassic Park car. As we see the little girl of this stranded family wearing a backpack. More on that in a second. What is it with the T-Rex and his beef with kids? You are legit 600 million years old. What are we doing? Grow up. That's when the T-Rex roars. And I don't think I've ever heard a T-Rex's voice crack, but this roar sounds a little different. We then get this nice shot of a herd of Titanosauri, flocking like birds. Look at all them long necks. Shout out to all my Land Before Time fans. This actually reminds me of Peter Jackson's King Kong for some reason. But also, blink and you miss it, they actually changed the design of the Titanosaurus from the first trailer to this trailer. I'm not gonna lie, I kind of miss the big protruding fins. These ones kind of just look like my Mr. Edwards just knows about scaling and perspective, making these giant creatures feel giant. Also, this is a crazy back shot though. We then get this shot of Zora in the high grass. And anytime I see high grass in a Jurassic Park movie, I immediately think of the Lost World scene with all the raptors in the high grass. Oh my God. But dog, we're getting ancient ruins and shit as they finally decide to get smart and decide, hey, one of those big dinosaurs is way too big and dangerous. Let's just steal the DNA from their egg. Fuck. As we get the big bird, Mama Quetzalcoatlus come in like, excuse me, what the actual fuck are you doing in my house? Which kind of reminds me of Jurassic Park 3 with the pterodons. And now that I think about it, there's a lot in this movie that is reminding me of Jurassic Park 3, more on that in a second. But we get Mama Big Bird being angry, get a nice sense of scale. She looks a little smaller than the one we saw in Dominion, as Scarlett Johansson just straight up kicks her in the beak. We cut to this shot of Dr. Loomis looking up and he sees a helicopter with a pilot who is no longer with us. And this obviously reminds me of when they find Ben, I think the character's name is, in Jurassic Park 3. I don't think I'm allowed to show that on here, but if you know, you know. What's understood does not need to be explained. And I don't know if this was intentional or not, but her fit kind of looks like Sonya Blade to me. We then get this shot of Raptor's feet doing that little tapping with its claw. This is a direct callback to the first Jurassic Park when the Raptor's tapping its claw in that iconic kitchen scene. And Raptor claws in general have been like a main Easter egg throughout the Jurassic Park franchise ever since the little Costco kid decided to open his mouth. Costco guys. I think that joke deserves a boom! Oh, I'm sorry a raptor killed your entire family. They get 5 big booms. We get a shot of Dr. Loomis shooting up a flare. It looks like this might be a rendezvous point for them to leave. I see a helicopter in the distance. And if you know anything about the Jurassic franchise and flares, you don't have any troubles on the way. But not before we get a little bit of cuteness. As we get our first look at the baby Aqualops, which is definitely going to sell all the toys. The Grogu of the Jurassic franchise. But this also reminds me of when Billy had the raptor eggs in his backpack. And the dinosaur man hit him with that cold line. You're no better than the people that built this place. I've noticed every time they get attacked, this little girl is there with that backpack. But anyway, back to the D-Rex. We then get this shot of Zora Bennett looking fucking terrified. And we do know there's gonna be horror elements in this movie, and you'll see why in a second. Because we see this big, meaty claw pop out of the fucking shadows like Batman. But if you'll notice, it's like paw first, like an ape. My man Mahershala Ali is being the hero. He grabbed a flare. He's trying to distract it, like we've seen time and time again throughout this franchise. And I fear he's cooked because we got our best look yet at the Distortus Rex. And you are one ugly mother. This is the thing. This thing would give nightmares. Got a face not even a mother would love. Got a face for radio. Butt ass ugly. Beluga whale forehead. Sweet home Alabama. But I still have a theory that this is the first time they tried to use frog DNA, and this is like a frog became a dinosaur, along with a bunch of other shit they put on here. Who knows what else they added. You belong in the Alien franchise, you freak. Do you think this will give the kids nightmares? This will give the parents nightmares. Indominus Rex, Indoraptor, I treated y'all too harshly. But this mutant's design was inspired by a T Rex, the Rancor from Star Wars, and a Xenomorph from the Alien franchise. It basically looks like that concept art we saw of mutant dinosaurs from years ago. Ugh. But then they said, I think we ain't done yet. Boom! You looking for this? He goes another one. As we get a look at another mutant dino, and oh, would you look at that? Look who it's chasing. But this thing looks like an amalgamation of a bunch of different shit. It looks like a raptor meets a bat meets a pterodactyl, and she hungry. I think I'm gonna go ahead and call it a raptidactyl. As we see Zora popping out to try to distract it to save the family. And I'm gonna be honest, that might be the realest thing she's ever done, because I would also be distracted by seeing Scarlett Johansson. As it chases Zora, we get a better look at it, and it kind of look goofy. I'm not gonna look like a big ass chicken. You're gonna want to sit down for this one, Sammy. Look at the wingspan on that thing, man. Get on the court. The Warriors need some help. But back to some normal dinosaurs, or I guess as normal as you can get. We get a back shot of the Dilophosaurus, who Nedry knows all too well. You didn't say the magic word. But we also get a bit of dialogue that says the Spinosauruses are protecting their territory with the Mosasaurus. And I know this question has already been answered, but in Jurassic Park 3, we always wondered what happened to the people on this boat. I guess that answers that question. The Spinosaurus was just protecting its territory. But these Spinosauruses, they're biblically accurate. That's right, that cold-ass design from Jurassic Park 3 is not legit. This is actually how the Spinosaurus is supposed to look like. I've been lied to my whole life. Spino's got that Desmond Bain build. We end the trailer with a shot of Scarlett Johansson again. They know how to sell this movie. She's face card farming. But what confirms this for me is this shot right here is so funny, because you got Scarlett Johansson up here looking heroic as hell, looking forward, scared. And then you got Jonathan Bailey's character over here getting splashed by water in the darkness. This is the difference between top build and medium. I don't even know what build that is. Second build, third build. As it looks like we're going to get a pretty extensive chase sequence between the Mosasaurus and them on this boat. You see the Mosasaurus pumping and grinding on the boat, having a collide with a nearby island. And as someone who's claustrophobic, this right here is my biggest fear. I'm not going to lie to you. This whole thing feels like it would be in an Uncharted video game. I love this shot of the Mosasaurus eyes peeking out from the ocean as Zora's looking at it. Who's that peeking through the ocean? As he says, Scarlett Johansson, I'm a eater. She gets out of it, points that sniper, and I know a Jaws reference when I see one. As the trailer ends with us getting a shot at Shamu back in the ocean. They really got front row seats to SeaWorld. Dog, this movie is gonna be fire. That was all in this new trailer, and it just really had those horror elements and vibes that I love. But mind you, we didn't even see the Dilophosaurus or the Spinosaurus. Spinosauri, the three Spinosaurus that we saw in the original trailer. Plus, who knows if they have even more mutant dinos. But either way, those were all the Easter eggs, references, and hidden details that I personally was able to find in the trailer. Let me know if you found some down in the comments below, and as always, like and follow for more.